What's going on, guys? It's Kai here and welcome to another video. Now in today's video we're going to be talking about what you need to start off botting and what is the actual realities of sneaker botting. Now you've probably seen some people on Twitter who hit multiple pairs, hitting 10 clips, 20 clips on each release, but unfortunately it is just not as easy as that. In this video we'll be talking about what the actual cost of botting successfully, how much time it will take to start botting, and how it isn't just you can pick up a bot and run it. Now why should you listen to me? I currently don't bot loads, I've just started getting into botting. However, I have the knowledge of what it takes to bot, if that makes sense. I am not successful at the moment with botting, so take my words how it sounds. I just know that it's not as easy as people think it is. I do have a bit of experience running. I'm not very successful, I'll be honest, but it's something that I'm working on and I'm doing more as a hobby just to learn. So let's just talk about the cost of botting. So you need the cost of the bot, okay? The cost of the bot will range between what bot you want and what site you want to bot. Now, not many bots have all of the sites that you want to bot. You kind of have to pick the bot that suits you the most. So me being from UK, I'll be looking to bot Mesh, which is like the JD Sports and Size and sites like that, and also Foot Locker. Other sites like Offspring and so on would be good. However, Mesh and Foot Locker are the ones I'm looking to bot. So I need to find a bot that hits well kind of on these sites, and also the fact of a bot that will suit me to how I want to use the bot. Now this will range for different people. Obviously from US, cooking mesh won't matter to you, you don't need that. So first of all is finding the right bot for you. The best way to do this is go onto have a research, go onto different websites, looking at what kind of bots are going, looking on Twitter, what people are using and stuff like that. And unfortunately, the top bots out there at the moment are going for about £4,000 plus. Now, not every bot goes for this amount. You can obviously pick up some bots for 500 to 1,000. I know the bot called Burst is currently at I think it's about 1,000 and something. Obviously, it's a very, very good bot. It just depends on what bot you're looking for. Me personally, I'm looking to buy Polaris at the moment, and that's about a £2 grand bot. Not loads, however, there are ways around this because you can rent. However, the problem with renting is you tend to only rent for the big releases. So you're always gonna lose money from renting because you're not gonna get that money back. However, if you own the bot, you have that bot, you can run for every release. You don't have to worry about only having 24 hours of the bot. You can really learn the bot. And if you do have the money, I do recommend buying. At the moment, I'm going to be renting Polaris just a couple more times and I'll be looking to buy. I just want to, learn a bit more about it. So you've got your bot. You've got the sites that you want to bot and you found the bot that suits you the most. Now, what's next? Obviously, you cannot just pick up a bot and run it. There's a lot of things that go into it. A lot of people say that you need a good computer to run the bot. However, this is wrong. You can have a laptop that's not very good at all, and most people, even if they do have a really good computer, they'll always run their bots off a server anyway. Now what essentially a server is you control this PC that's somewhere else in your country or wherever you're botting, and it's like a supercomputer. Think of it as that. So it's a computer with a lot better specs than yours and a lot better connection. Basically you run the bot off that and you control it from your computer, if that makes sense. So I would run a server with a server in London and I could control it from my house. Basically I control the computer and I run the bot off there. This will just give you the extra edge, just because that is what it takes when it comes to botting. Just the little things will definitely matter. So you don't have to worry about having a good computer. Now in terms of servers, they don't tend to cost loads, I'll be honest. Obviously the top servers out there do cost money, but I'm just going to be using the Google Cloud server. Now Google Cloud offer 350 hours, I think, or something like that, or $350 worth for free. So you can actually run the server for free. So we're not actually going to include that in the cost at all. So a server, you basically take a bit of time to set up. Once you have it set up, you're all good to go. So you've got your bot, you've got your computer. Let's just say you don't really need a high-spec computer, you just run the servers anyway. And the next thing is obviously running the bot. Now running the bot, the main thing you'll need to buy is proxies. There's 3 different types of proxies. There's resis, residential proxies, and there's DCs, data center proxies. And the last one is ISP proxies. Now I'm just going to be talking about resis and DCs just at the moment, just because of the fact ISPs are a little bit different. They're kind of like in the middle of both, if that makes sense. So essentially with residential data, you literally buy the certain amount you use. So you buy like a 1 gigabyte or 2 gigabytes and you pay for this, how much it is. Now with this one, you create as many IPs easy as possible. This is what proxy is. It's just an IP address. Basically, you put that into the bot, and it makes you look like you're someone else. Basically, this is what makes you look unique to botting, so you can, you know, get multiple pairs, and it looks like you're different. Obviously, if you run all of your tasks off your Wi-Fi, they'll just ban your IP address, and you won't be able to bot there. So basically, with data center residential proxies, sorry guys, this is, you pay for a certain amount of gig. You can go from about £7 to £20 per gigabyte, depends, and you will get through some gigabytes depending on what drop you go to. I was talking to some people pay a lot more for proxy just for the extra quality, and it all is about finding the right one for you and the sites that it bots, obviously. Then data center proxies, or DC proxies, are a bit different. These are the ones where you actually pay for the individual IP address. Now the advantage for these is that they're a lot faster than residential proxies, and obviously you pay for the amount of period of time for this data center proxy. So you can buy 100 DCs. This is 100 different IP addresses that are all very fast, but the only problem with this is they are more likely to get banned just because they're a lot faster. Some sites do ban a lot more than others, but it's all kind of within your choice depending on what site you're buying. Now let's just say you want to go for a Foot Locker drop that usually lasts a couple of hours. You're probably looking to 1 to 2 gigabyte of data if you're just running a couple hundred tasks, in my opinion. Obviously if you're running more, you will need more, but this is just a rough estimate. So let's just say you're paying £10 per 1 gigabyte, so there's £20 just for the drop. Now obviously we have other little things like a 2 cap with 4 Foot Locker you will need. This is just to do with the capture. You can only load a couple pounds onto that, so it's not actually much in generally. Now you're probably thinking, well, £20 isn't actually a lot when it comes to, you know, proxies and stuff, and also you can rent a bot for £20 as well. So what, £40 to, you know, run a bot? That sounds great. Unfortunately, it's not as easy as that. Okay, you will take a lot of time before you actually start being successful through botting. It's a lot of trial and error, and a lot of learning goes into it. Me personally, I ran for the Black Dunks with Polaris. With Polaris, I had my data, everything bought, and I didn't even hit. So at the end of the day, it will take time, and it will take a good amount of effort, you know, that you have to put in to get good at botting. I am nowhere near a seasoned botter, as they like to say. There are many people that are, though. I do recommend some YouTubers such as like E-Man and the Lucky Botter. These are botters that are a lot more experienced than me. They know a lot more about it. This is just kind of a basic kind of video about it, because I do get a lot of questions about, well, do you bot and how do I start botting? This is just kind of like a reality kind of a botting. It's not as easy as it sounds. I know people who have run loads for a release and not copped anything, and when I mean loads, I'm talking they're running tens of thousands worth of pounds of bots. They're having, you know, such as the top bots like Cyber, Ganesh, all of these, they're running multiple copies at the same time on multiple servers, and if their bot doesn't perform on a day or their proxies get banned, they don't cop anything. This is a lot of money going down, basically. However, they will, you know what I mean, all it takes is one drop, I like to say. Yes, it is very difficult to be successful. Once you find the right setup, there's a lot of money to be made if you want, if you're willing to put time into it. Obviously, it's a very, it's a hobby. It's more of a hobby for me, and I really do want to learn into it. I am just learning at the moment. So anyone who'd like to reach out to me and maybe give some tips here and there would be great. But this is just more of a beginner kind of thing for if you would like to start botting. Yes, there's a lot of money that goes into it. However, it can be very profitable once you know what you're doing. Obviously, I'm doing it more of a hobby, so it's more of kind of a fun thing. I'm not too bothered too much about the money at the moment. I don't mind losing a bit of money as long as I'm learning on the way. But yeah, that is actually going to be the end of the video, guys. I hope that guys gave you a bit more of an insight towards botting, how much it does cost. I do recommend renting, maybe for the first couple times. You look at a bot like Polaris, it's got a really good renting system. Depending on the hype release, you can probably get it for about £15 just for 24 hours, just to try out and just to learn. I do recommend doing a lot of research before, trying to read all the guides, so you don't spend all this time just reading about the Discord and so on like that. But once you've done all that, then, you know, there's no harm in trying, guys. You will lose a bit of money to start off with, but you never know, you could even hit on your first go. I'm quite washed when it comes to botting, but it's something I'm definitely learning for the future, and something I want to do in the future. For my members in my cook group, I want to provide slots for people and so on, really. If you'd like to join my cook group, guys, please drop me a message at KaiKicks Apprentice or my personal account, KaiKicks.uk. All socials will be above. But yeah, apart from that, guys, hope you guys do have a good day. Good luck on all of your releases and peace out.